I was having a dream. It seemed like I was in some kind of vacuum with nothing but nothing around me. But not only around, I was the only creature in the universe. As if the universe had returned to a state of singularity right before the Big Bang. And something was just about to happen. Suddenly, I heard a voice. I could not make out the words, but it sounded familiar. The voice was whispering something gently, as if soothing me. And then I realized it was the voice of that strange girl from the bus. The girl from the dream. But what is she trying to tell me? Who is she? I woke up. Bright sunlight struck my eyes. It was almost noon. After stretching lazily on the bed and yawning, I started to recall the previous day. In a few seconds, all its events passed before my eyes. The bus, the camp, the local inhabitants. No, that is just wrong. Not this whole situation, not me being here. It was wrong by default. My attitude towards what's happening was wrong. Because yesterday I fell asleep, here, just like that. And before that, I chatted nicely with the local pioneers, even managed to crack a few jokes. How could I act like that in such a situation? I should be frightened, startled by everything little rustling, should avoid all contact with the potentially hostile creatures. Last day's event were getting hazy, like I had a hangover. This really feels like the morning after a heavy drinking party. Yesterday's natural, flawless, absolutely normal conduct becomes a nightmare in the morning, a grotesque illustration from the Divine Comedy. Yes, it's just like that, and can't change the past now. Then again, I had probably assessed the situation and was acting accordingly. I glanced around, trying to figure out whether I had been thrown somewhere else, but Olga Dmitrievna's cabin looked the same as yesterday. Everything seemed to be in its place, except for pioneer uniform, which was hanging from the bedhead. I fumbled with it in distrust and tried it on. At least this is better than walking around in winter clothes. Wish I could see myself. I bet I look like a clown. And for that, I needed a mirror. At least a tiny one. I finally found one on the wardrobe door. Holy! I looked at the newfound pioneer and jumped away in surprise. There was some teenager on the other side of the mirror. He resembled me, but he wasn't me. Where did the weak stubble go? Where were the bags under my eyes? The slouch, that deathly fatigue on my face? It seemed that I had not been thrown back in time or into a parallel reality, but instead had simply changed bodies with someone else. Right, that's real simple. Such things happen every day. I took a closer look at the stranger, and only then I realized that it actually was me. It just wasn't today's me, maybe the one from between my school and university years. Well, at least that's something. There you go. The person in an extreme situation did fail to notice the elephant in the room after all. But the camp leader noticed it, and last night she told me off for addressing her without proper respect. Screw that. I doubt my appearance affects anything else. If the clock wasn't lying, breakfast was long over. Oh well, I tried to find something in the canteen. It worked out well. Yesterday was lovely, didn't it? Those memories made me smile involuntarily. The sun was shining brightly outside. A light breeze was blowing. A beautiful summer day. I had not felt so good in the morning for several years. All problems were gone, vanished into clouds that were white as snow. Olga Dmitrievna came out of nowhere. Good morning, Semyon. Morning. I smiled, doing my best to show that, no matter what, my morning was indeed good. You only arrived yesterday, so I decided not to wake you up, but breakfast? Never mind, here, take this. She handed me something wrapped in paper. Judging by the oily stains, there had to be sandwiches inside. Oh, thank you. Now, go wash yourself. I was about to leave. Wait a second. Olga Dmitrievna quickly ran into the house and came out to shove a small bag into my hands. Inside it, I found a toothbrush, soap, a small towel, and something else. Did not look too closely. A pioneer should always be clean and tidy. Let me do your neckerchief properly this first time. Yours is askew. You should do it yourself once you learn how to. Do we have to? I'm going to wash myself now. Yeah, right. It could get hooked up on the tap and strangle me. Fine, later then. And don't forget about the lineup. Pencils, paper, drawing lines. You don't forget such things. What lineup? What do you mean, what lineup? She frowned. It's Monday today. Weird, but my approximation should have been Sunday. Then again, a shift in the day of the week is hardly the worst thing. Usually we have lineups early in the morning before breakfast, but it's Monday today, so we're having it at 12 o'clock. Don't be late. Alright, but where? At the square, where else? There was no reason to argue. I headed to the bathing place. I knew I could forget about separate showers and toilet, but at the sight of this malfunctioning symptom of decaying socialism, a funny turtle with a tin shell, paw taps and a ceramic belly, I felt sick. It was not a squeamish person, but nevertheless, standing there, I realized that there was still some minimal level of habitual comfort which I found it troublesome to do without. It's often like that. When you do things that you thought were ordinary and common, you suddenly understand how essential they were. Screw this, as if I have any choice. The water was ice cold. While washing my hands was not an issue, washing my face and my mouth became a big problem. There was no toothpaste in the bag which Olga Dmitrievna gave me. I could brush my teeth without it, but it was a small round box wrapped in the towel. Tooth powder. Cute. One point for me being somewhere in the past. I washed myself quite quickly as due to the ice cold water. Someone was coming quickly, or more like running towards me. I turned around. There was Slavia dressed in a tracksuit. This girl would probably look good in anything, pioneer uniform, bikini, probably even a spacesuit. Hey there! Oh, good morning, yeah. Oh yeah, real smooth. Why didn't you come for breakfast? I overslept. I said it as if I was proud about it. But Dmitrievna gave me some sandwiches. Oh, great then. Don't forget about the lineup. Yeah, sure. As if I could forget. Right, I gotta run. Enjoy yourself. She waved goodbye to me and disappeared around the path's bend. Looks like it's a couple of minutes until the lineup. I should quickly pass by my home to drop off my washing bag and eat the sandwiches, and then head to the square. I swung open the door of the camp leader's cabin and rushed inside, as if jumping into the last car of the departing train. It didn't turn out to be the best idea, because inside I found Olga Dmitrievna, who was changing. I froze on the spot, trying not to breathe. Finally, the camp leader noticed me. Semyon! I looked away immediately. Have you heard of knocking? Now get out! Yeah, that was real clumsy. Although I did enjoy the sight. Olga Dmitryevna followed me out in a minute. Here, take this. Now it's your home too. She handed me a key. I put it in my pocket. Home. Of course. If you disregard how fantastical the current events were, this camp was far from being the worst place on earth, but to call it home? Just after one day spent here, I doubt I'll ever be able to do so. Alright, let's go, we're late. But what about the sandwiches? Just eat them on the way. We were passing along the lines of pioneers' cabins. While I was tucking into the ham sandwiches, and Olga Devnia kept on talking and talking. She was buzzing like a game of operation with Parkinson's. But I cared about nothing but the food. Understood? You weren't listening. Sorry. Today is the first day of your new life as a pioneer, and you should do your best so that it becomes a happy life. Yeah, definitely. I'm serious. A pioneer has many duties. Great responsibility is conferred upon him to participate in social work, to help his juniors, to study and study and study again. We're here all like one big family, and you will become a part of it. Yeah, a part. I'd even sign a party membership card if it could save me from listening to his nonsense. I hope that after your term here is over, you'll keep the most pleasant memories about the camp. Memories that will last your whole life. And when will this term end? Why do you keep asking silly things? It seems I won't get any information from her. A shame, really. This world appears to be so friendly, but it never bothered to introduce itself to me. Perhaps now I can take things somewhat easier than yesterday. It seems like I have some unspoken ceasefire with it. It isn't trying to hurt me, but I'm forbidden from asking questions. Of course, the situation isn't a pleasant one, but what can I do about it? A bad peace is better than a good dispute. The most important thing for you is now to make the best of the time you will spend here. I'll do my best. Honestly, I was very tired of this conversation. It would be good to know where that here is. But we came to the square. The pioneers were already lined up. What, is somebody not here yet? Nope, all here. She looked around at the brave pioneer troops. Alright, go stand somewhere. Weird. Why did she tell me there are no more sleeping places? While the chief was running her mouth about her plans for weeks, I stared at the people. A few heads from me stood electronic. A little further, Lena and Slavia, and at the end of the line, Uliana and Lisa. Everyone I had met was here. Olga Dmitryevna spoke about some competitions, and I turned my attention to a monument. Gender. I could not remember any revolutionary with a similar name. He had a weird posture too, as if he was looking around with distrust, maybe contempt or even disdain. Probably some local leader. Daydreaming again? Slavia brought me back to reality. Olga Dmitryevna stood nearby. Still remember the plan for the week? The plan? I will never forget the plan. Perfect. She looked at Slavia. Did you bring it? Yes. Slavia handed me a piece of paper. It's a checklist. Here are 4 tasks to check off. Do it all today. Before you start, sign up for a club. There are some clubs in the clubhouse and a musical club in the separate building. Then visit the infirmary. And finally visit the library. Got it? Yes. The checklist seemed like a good chance to find out something, since I had to go to places I haven't been before. Then come on, start right now! What about a lunch? Don't worry, I'll bring you more sandwiches. The checklist is more important. Good luck! They departed too fast for me to ask anything else. Missed breakfast, now I miss lunch too. This ain't good. Maybe I'll manage it in time somehow. Lunch starts at 1 p.m. Then again, if I go there, I might miss a place from the checklist. Okay, it's too early to go on to canteen anyway. The music club, a small one-level building, was located from distance from the other camp buildings. I opened the door and entered without hesitation. There were enough instruments for a whole orchestra here. Drums, guitar, even a piano. I spent some time looking closely at every instrument, wanting to guess the time period they were from. But suddenly I heard a crawling sound coming from underneath the piano. A girl. Seems like she was looking for something. She was standing on all fours in such a suggestive pose. I hesitated to speak at first. Excuse me. Ah, who's there? She tried to stand up, but the bottom of the piano prevented her from doing so. Ouch! She struggled out. Sorry I scared you. It's nothing. Oh, you got a checklist. You must be new here? Yes. My name's Miku. No, really, I'm serious. Nobody believes me, but it's my real name. My mother's Japanese. My dad met her when he was building. Well, it wasn't him who was building. He's an engineer. And he was working on a nuclear power plant there. Or dam, or bridge, whatever. She was talking so fast she swallowed half the words she tried to pronounce. I'm Semyon. Great! Want to be in our club? It's only me here now, but it will be two of us then. Do you play anything? When I became antisocial, I bought a guitar and learned a few chords. But then I forgot about it, since I quit everything that required more than a couple of hours to learn. You know, I wasn't planning to do anything like that really. Oh, it's okay, I teach you. Maybe a trumpet, for example. How about a violin? I know it all, honestly. There was no point in arguing with the orchestra girl, since there was only another cascade of words waiting to blast at me. Hey, think about it. Can you just sign it for now? Yes, sure, give it to me. Be sure to come around. I sing too. I sing some Japanese folk songs. Or maybe, if you're not into that, something more contemporary? Sure, thanks, I gotta go now. Of course, come anytime. The end of the sentence stayed inside. It might be nice now to hang around with a guitar in the evening, but in such company. I turned to leave and came face to face with Elisa. She eyed me suspiciously. Why did you come? The checklist. Got it signed? Yes. Then move it. Lisa went inside, and I hurried to leave the place. I went to the clubhouse. To tell the truth, I never really liked extracurricular activities. At school, I used to find any excuse to skip extra classes. At university, I had no interest in participating in the students' council. I wasn't interested in boxing, aero modeling or sewing. So I came here just to check off the box.